Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summit presentation of the iLeague Season 3 Chinese Qualifiers. Here we've got Game 2 of a two-game series between Old Boys and EHOME, and what a first game it was. That is a kill score of 50-18 in 24 minutes. I can't even just understand what happened with that last game, but yeah, EHOME got some good tempo going for them, and they rode it all the way to victory, all the way to the base and beyond. That was crazy. But losing my mind a little bit after that last one. We've got one more game today, EHOME versus Old Boys. And to help keep me sane, joining me is a wonderful co-caster. How's it going, PimpmuckL?
Well, it's been going pretty good. I was just catching the last few bits of the last game, actually. I was like, what in the actual hell just happened? So I was figuring you might want to have a co-caster to actually keep you some level-headed, you know, because sometimes people just freak out about games, and so do I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, that was just mind-boggling. That really was just pedal to the metal, every bit of aggression. By the end of it here, at the 3-minute mark, the Rubik has a blink BKB against the Crystal Maiden. Like, I was so hyped about the Shadow Amulet Maiden maybe turning things around. I didn't even think about the fact that if she does cast that, Rubik just spell steals it if he gets it within the fade time, and then BKB blinks his own amazing ultimate in. Like, there's just so much that would go in the way of EHOME in that last game. And now we're looking at a new lineup, very fresh, very high potential. Not only getting the Queen of Pain early in the draft, but having Rubik and Visage, which even without the Drow would be very powerful, but I think we're looking at maybe a 4th pick Drow Ranger.
Oh, I would definitely say this. I was watching a ton of NA Dota, and boy, does this combo just wreck people, and also European Dota, of course. We had a Dota pit like the Empire versus Team Tinker series, and guess how Tinker won, actually. And it was not pretty, but it was just the Visage owning and just killing Rex in, like, I don't know, it was like 2.5 seconds or something, and oh wow, block
nice.
coming in.
I like it.
That is huge, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always the best response to denial pick and get something that doesn't really work for your lineup, but Travis is just something that just so many teams struggle to deal with that I completely understand the selection. I mean, some teams are remembering how, like, based on the teams that face Vici Gaming the most seem to at least have some idea of what to do against it because they played against it so many times. But there are some other teams, especially the tier 2 teams, which have less experience and just are less level-headed when it comes down to that hardcore aggression coming in. But even without the Drow Ranger, the Visage is still very powerful. You're not going to have to like necessarily fight against it as far as like counteract it with certain items. You're not going to go Crimson Guard necessarily as your first item to deal with just a Visage alone, as opposed to a Drow Visage where it's pretty much you have to have it or you lose the game. But I don't know, it's still a solo Visage is putting out a lot in the early skirmishes with Soul Assumption as far as magical damage output, a lot of physical damage with the familiars, and he's still going to be able to build into the new items. Medallion into Solar Crest, really strong for Visage, and although he might not be as highly prioritized in farm, he's still going to find it. So you've got a Visage, Rubik, Slark Trilane. How would you respond if your Old Boys forced into this corner?
I'm actually not sure if I want to respawn there. I do believe... Oh wow, TA pick. This is getting interesting. So if I'm looking at this, Old Boys, they have this lineup where Queen of Pain is going to be forced into a BKB, so is the Slark, because if you get silenced as a Queen of Pain, you have some huge-ass issues. Another Templar Assassin pick comes out, which, you know, you kind of don't want to pick up a BKB against it just because she's going to destroy you with a melt. So now it's going to be interesting to see the last support of Old Boys. I would definitely favor something like a Lion. He is still in the pool, so just to get some more control, but then the BKBs are going to be even better. So I personally do not know. If this would have been a European game, I definitely would suggest the Dazzle here. But, you know, let's just see it, because I didn't watch that much Chinese Dota, gotta admit that, but I would like a rather defensive support. Or just a lot of control. I think the damage is pretty much fine just because of the Drow Aura and the TA just going to be going to ham.
Yeah, any kind of defensive support would be really good here. I mean, obviously, if you go for something like an Omni Knight or a Abaddon, the weakness is you have a bunch of melee heroes still. Like, you have the Earthshaker support already. You have a Drow Ranger. You want to use that aura. You need to get that range support. So Dazzle seems to make the most sense here, and that would be very powerful. Obviously, the Venge has her options, but not until at least level 6 or beyond. Winter Wyvern, I've actually seen her a couple times today, and she can do a lot against the physical damage, but there's so much coming in from the Queen of Pain and Visage in terms of magical damage that it just doesn't mean enough, I think, with the Cold Embrace. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Any kind of defensive play, hell, even a Shadow Demon would work okay in this situation, but they're going to be under a lot of pressure here. I think this is going to be just a straight up aggro try. Like, they'll safe lane the Queen of Pain or the Slark, and they'll go for an aggro try with the rest. I guess they could put Leshrac in solo and put the Slark in the tri lane, though.
I would actually favor the Leshrac there, just to get some farm in, because if you go fast Bloodstone, you're already so damn tanky. I mean, what is there to really kill you early on? The Drow Ranger needs a bit of time until she comes online, the Templar Assassin needs a lot of levels to come online, and the Centaur, if he has a solo landing, it's a Queen of Pain, especially. It is, you know, it's a matter where he doesn't really excel, he can't get the fastest blink there, he can't really open up the map too much, so the TA and the Drow are going to be a bit stuffed, but now the question becomes, can this Disruptor work out? Because he's not the crazy strongest laning support, but if you catch EHOME out of position like once or twice, he pays off. And if you run an aggro try like you suggest on the side of EHOME, if you actually do feed those kills away, suddenly this whole momentum which you're going to get from, I mean, let's face it, they're going to win the tri lane if they don't majorly do some crazy shit. This whole advantage you get from winning the tri lane is going to be neglected. So I'm just going to be keeping some eyes on Long DD and see how he does, because that's personally for me what this whole game is, well, at least in the first, like, I want to say 8 minutes is all about.
Yeah, I think the Disruption is going to have a lot of potential. I mean, first of all, you get a lot of instances of damage against Visage's Gravekeeper's Cloak, which really makes him a very squishy individual to take down. Glimpse obviously is going to be very powerful against the Queen of Pain in particular, because she, like, the way we saw Penny Tang move in that last game, so aggressive, diving into the thick of things, it was really impressive to see, and yeah, just got very involved very quickly. So I definitely think that we're going to be looking for Penny Tang to be as involved in this game, and the Glimpse back would probably save some lives. Of course, you also have to consider the Static Storm counter, trying to lock down the Leshrac, the Queen of Pain, or even the Slark before they can really maneuver. So I think it's a great last pick, but it really, a lot of it comes down to the laning phase, just as you were talking about. I mean, it could be comeback, it could be turned back around, but before level 6, I think old boys are kind of weak overall.
Yeah, I have to agree on this. Excuse me, especially the Drow. She's gonna do a lot of damage, but it's really just this power spike. She's gonna be on 6, she suddenly right clicks away like an absolute truck. And also the aura, especially on the support disruptor and of course on Warrior's TA. It's larger than people give it credit, in my opinion, just because early on, these small right clicks are actually like so damn important in those small skirmishes, and yeah, there we got it, Blaze. You called it correctly, obviously. The ROTK DDC Lanham tri-lane. Yeah, so Queen of Pain mid, not in the safe lane. Interesting. I would have preferred to have the Queen of Pain going up against the Centaur. However, old boys, they are actually way smarter than I ever will be, so they actually sent down the Centaur Warrunner down bottom. This is hella smart, but maybe they're gonna give it away top lane now. Yeah,
they might be revealing that fact, so we could see some musical lanes played out. The end result for right now is YWF gets his bounty rune, he'll have his bottle in about 70 gold, and we do see as well Penny Tang on the Queen of Pain will be picking up the extra salve to get that restoration on the lane. You do take some harassment when you're fighting directly against that TA, but like you were saying, they kind of gave away their position. They know that there's going to be just a Centaur bottom, so they'll leave the quadrupeds to fight it out here. Leshrac versus the Centaur Warrunner. That'll be a 1v1 matchup down there. And they're going to rotate to help out the Slark here with Rubik and with Visage. And there's so much potential with this try for the Visage to just pull ahead, unless old boys focus them down. If old boys go right on to Visage and burn him down quickly with a good Fisher combo, then maybe they're going to be a good spot. But for right now, they'll be zoning back the Drow and making sure she doesn't get a good start.
Yeah, and I still do believe if you're playing a Queen of Pain up in the mid lane against a TA, you just got to go all out in the first few levels. This is what you see time and time again, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of the matchups we're going to see more, actually. Meanwhile, top lane, 820, is he going to get a nice fissure in? So far, it doesn't look like it. Nope. Lanham, nice positioning here, actually. He went exactly into the middle, so he couldn't get fissure blocked. The small things. I'm just happy to see supports just make those nice plays. Also, what do you think of the new Visage birds? I mean, the Visage is all over the place in the pick and ban rates. Oh, they're gonna go, Blaze.
Yeah, she's gonna try, but it looks like it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, they're not very high. I think it was like last I checked yesterday, it was 48% on the pick and ban rates for Visage. But I really feel that's just people have to relearn him. People have to kind of get involved in that capacity. But the hero itself, oh, actually, a bad spot for the Slark to be in. If they Fisher block him out, this might be the first blood. The missed pounds cost them the kill. Oh my, Slark putting himself in a really bad spot there, and there's no way the supports could have bailed him out. Oh, that was unfortunate. And I'll just TP back to the top.
Yeah, this is already a very hard lane now, I gotta say. I'm surprised that Old Boys could actually manage to get a first blood in. It is just so hard to come back from this if you're running this sort of trial lane. Meanwhile, the DD was actually raised up against YYF, of course, in the Queen of Pain. Although she's going to be just heading towards YYF. Actually, wow, he doesn't have a refraction for 10 seconds. He might be in a bit of trouble, Blaze.
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't have meld, doesn't have refraction. Will juke into the trees, and I think he'll just leave it at that, but very close call. And, yeah, of course, he's without a rune, so he's going to have to go all the way back to the fountain.
Yeah, that's, of course... That's something I kind of like about this matchup of the Queen of Pain against the TA. If you get some nice runes in, and let's face it, just because the double rune spawn is now a thing in Dota, it wasn't like a year ago, of course, when we saw this matchup happen a lot more. I think TA doesn't even have this easy of a start. I mean, it's hard to actually come back online, and I just want to see some rotations going in, but if you run this aggro try, it's very hard, because whenever you are not showing your face with 3 people on the top lane, I mean, EHOME knows what's up, and what is the one lane you can rotate to from top? Well, it's mid, obviously, so yeah. I'm just waiting to see what happens mid.
Oh, DDC almost finds an opportunity at bottom, too. Telekinesis would easily set up the split earth, and that would be a kill on the Centaur, which would be really nice, but for now, he'll just kind of scare him off. And I would love to be talking about... Oh, they're actually going to dive here onto Lanham. He's going to get some return damage with the Soul Assumption, but he still looks to be going down here. Joe cops a little bit of damage, but Earthshaker last hits him with the Fisher to guarantee the kill. The mid lane matchup, I would have to say I would love to be talking about Precision Aura and how it helps out the mid laner in a tough lane, but TA's already got so much damage with Refraction. She doesn't really have that great of range with the side blades. It really doesn't count for her. She seems to be the exception to that, where she doesn't really have a different laning experience based on that aura helping her out, and in the end it's all about positioning. She gets the boots out finally, but this Queen of Pain has just been able to zone her back so much more effectively in this lane.
Yeah, and she's not quite a full level ahead, but it is getting close. Another Queen of Pain once again, the race! Let's see who makes it on top first. Oh, this is actually a good time by YYF, yeah, and he gets it, but here comes the gank. The Roshan wants to have some sneak peek of the action. How long did he can't get a range for any sorts of glimpse? And with that, it's back to farming.
Yep, so the Disruptor in this aggro try is, since there's only been a couple kills involved, is only at level 2. Once he gets to level 3, then there's going to be some more kill potential, pick-off potential, etc. But as it stands right now, it's just going to be each side getting 1 rune. And yeah, YWF just bounties it up. Co-op with the region, we'll see if she can do anything with it. But I think they're pretty happy the fact that the top lane has kind of become more passive. The fact that they're kind of limiting the Slark's progression. He's only got 12 last hits, and Joe, right now only at 16, but it looks like he's going to be pulling ahead pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's only quote-unquote level 3. The crazy thing about this is also, he went into the Frost Airs, doesn't even want to get a value point in Gust, because they know they just got this run in the back. Now I'm just waiting to see how long it's gonna take for Old Boys to actually... Oh, meanwhile the Centaur's getting dove, right click, there we go, RTK secures the solo kill, Fissure comes out, and return kill for 820. I'm actually not sure if this is all worth it. Oh, meanwhile, mid lane, there's action all over the place. Pennytank is running. YYF, well, that was a very optimistic Screen of Pain. The TP rotations coming in. DDC as well. Oh, YYF in a world of trouble. Can he get the counter kill?
Wow.
No, not. That's very ballsy play. Oh boy. What?
Yeah, I really don't know what his game plan was there. It's thinking that he had a lot more burst potential than he actually did with a level 1 meld strike there. Seemed a bit overzealous, and I mean, obviously it did require some rotations that the Slark doesn't have as much support. He misses another pounce, but you know, it is just one of those things where it's an awkward exchange for sure, and it probably shouldn't have happened in the first place. Down bottom, there is going to be that pressure with the Fisher. Will they get the stomp? Yeah, with Stampede, they get the stomp for sure. And DDC is going to be going down to that double edge, so good play there. And rune fight up top once again. Pennytang's pretty low here, but max magic stick. He'll be able to heal up through this either via bottle or and the stick. But we're going to see glimpse back on land, and that should be a pretty easy kill if YYF was waiting for it, but he wasn't really leading it. And now it's going to be a delayed kill, but they still will find it with that last hit. Now Sonic Wave coming out onto Joe. He'll back off. Thank goodness he has those strength treads, or he'd be dead to rights already. But Pennytang, one more right click will finish him off, while Long DD gets killed off by the Slark. So, finishing off YYF with a nice combo from the Slark and the Leshrac. They take it 5-5 now. Really good comeback from EHOME. They had a really rough start, but those last few kills put them right back in the game.
They get 1,000 gold from this exchange. 1,000 gold. Think about this. Also 700 XP. That's actually so much. Look at the gold crop. It's just all over the place. No one really has an edge so far, and these are the best kind of games. You like, just go at it.
It's like 10 level 1 bounty runes, man. That's the golden experience right there.
There we got it. Or an alchemist with one. Oh wait, let's stop it on this guy.
Oh no, please no. But yeah, so I was asking Phage Guy about some stats, some records that we surely saw on that last game because there were so many kills coming out so quickly. But I'm just kind of glancing over this while trying to keep my camera working. But essentially, like the Undying had the most assists on second most assists on Undying ever, and within that time span, easily the most assists like you could possibly get within that time frame by like, I don't know, 8 minutes or something. Like, he just was way ahead of the curve on that. Like, it was just such a crazy game. This one, comparatively, is passive, even though we're still getting a lot of action here. So, what do you think the tempo of this game is going to be? Do you think at level 6, the Drow's going to start pushing, or do they want to farm back to, like, at least level 11 for her?
I'm actually not... I wouldn't be surprised if this wouldn't happen, alright? So, Mima top lane, Mr. CU, ZYF, well, no, he's fine. He just casually pops his ultimate. Was this actually used bottom to actually get in some better position? Because they're still going... Oh, that's a nice fissure! Are the thrusters going to be enough? They are! Lashrak is going to get gusted up, and here we have a glimpse. Oh, he's juking them, they can't see him!
RTK going to be able to turn around with the Lightning Storm here, and the Soul Assumption finishes it off. He didn't have his ultimate skilled, so he did a little bit less damage AoE, but it's allowed him to clean it up. 2 good Soul Assumptions, bringing him down, and getting some really good kills his way. Now we see Penny Tang going to be going down. Lanham cancels his TP, though. Oh, no! That could have been just a free kill for the Quap and a disengage for the Visage, but he goes and jumps away, afraid of that Aftershock stun. And that is actually going to be why we have to get a return kill. So Slark gets some free farm up top, but chaos ensues down bottom and across the map as a whole.
Yeah, well, we've just got to be careful. DDC is waiting, and he doesn't have vision on them at all. Now it's once again a man fight. Oh no, the Queen of Pain can't really do it. She's gonna have a regeneration.
Oh, yeah, regen.
Ooh, and now, well, round 2 fight. Let's go. Let's do it, boys. Everyone just wants a bit of the action now. DDC, nice Fisher, 820. No, DDC. Can he get the lift? If it's gonna be so close. No, the vision. Well, it was there, but not the range, obviously. Whoops. I can't read the clock. It's fine, Blazer. I got you with me. You can help me with that.
So now Joe's just trying to find a passive lane to farm, get his solo experience. He finally hits level 6 with this next creep, and that gives his team a lot of damage as a whole. Disruptor, most importantly, TA a little bit. But there's going to be Visage Familiars moving around, and they don't care how much damage you do. They take 4 hits no matter what, and they're going to be going and just trying to get some good stuns out, cancel TPs. If they can accomplish that, then you get free towers. But they get the free tower down bottom nevertheless, and that's just based on the Diabolic Edict level 1. It's really good for that kind of push. And the Familiars are going to snipe the courier instead. Oh, they needed 2 volleys of right clicks, only deliver 1. But still, good movement from the Visage.
Yeah, and ZUF's now just making his run over to the top rune, can't get it. Bounty's picked up, and as such, well, that's it. Also, really good map awareness. Old boys, they knew there was a smoke going on down bottom, so they immediately fell back actually in the mid lane, because they knew someone's going to be coming to backstab those guys, and, well, it wasn't just happening. Now there's a smoke, quote-unquote, wasted, but you defend your tower with it, so I guess it's fine. RTK. Oh, a Lightning Storm. They could go for a long DD. He gets slowed. This slow is so immense, and he's dead to right. That's up a nice, well, kinetic field, but that's it. Re-engage, maybe? I don't think so, with YOF having pretty much no mana.
Now we see the Familiars start sieging away at this tower here. They're out of charges, so without the aura, they actually don't do that much, but they can actually Stoneform whenever that glyph comes out and feel confident with the next set of charges. But we'll see them for right now just get actually a good stun against them. Oh, big damage from that Fissure. The Drow and the TA both working together to force them back, but now YWF's out of mana, out of refraction. Has to go all the way back home. He can't do anything else in this fight. Oh man, that's unfortunate. YWF just getting completely negated in his presence here on the mid lane, and this means top lane is where the action is going to be at. DD getting the double edge off onto Slark, but he'll just heal up, look to re-engage, and he's got the Shadow Dance. He doesn't get the pounce yet, though, and now he has to back off himself. So now I think the tier 1 will be under some heavy pressure. There's no glyph to deal with the Diabolic Edict, but for now RTK is kind of bouncing back and forth and around. What do you think he goes for this game on the Leshrac?
Well, I hope it's going to be Bloodstone first, because, well, if you pick up the Arcane's Red, you might as well just go disassemble Bloodstone. It's such a nice value item. Hold on for a second. Where's Queen of Pain heading? Down mid? She was cornered just a second ago. And she might be cornered once again. Is there going to be any sort of glimpse? Static Storm is not up yet. He's just a level 5 disruptor. Oh, the nice silence. Joe's going to find him. Hello, Mr. Benny Dang. No.
They're going to glimpse him, though.
What? Did he please?
I don't know.
How would he know?
That's just, I mean, they just had a really good perimeter set up around him where no matter where he went, he couldn't run, he couldn't hide, he'd get glimpsed back. Nice Thunderstrike, locks him in position. Now they go in for the fight. Long DD pops the kinetic and the static, and they bring down the Slark without Shadow Dancing. Nice double stun from RTK, but now they're going to still go forward here. Soul Assumption brings down H20, DDC on only 100 HP, but it's Joe to fall on the backside as RTK and Lanham keep him away from the river. Now there's a blink up on the Centaur. He'll pick that up, look for the next fight, but the tower's already gone. 2 Tier 1 towers taken care of by EHOME in the early game, leading 11-9 in kills. But Old Boys with their short cooldowns and now the Blink Dagger up on Centaur might be able to bring it back in the next fight.
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening, dude. Like, everyone just crushing heads together. I love it.
Yeah.
Great. Good stuff.
The interesting thing about all these heroes is they're so squishy, right? Like, there's so many vulnerable heroes that, like, without Gravekeeper's Cloak, without Refraction, without those conditionals, these heroes evaporate to, like, 2 hits, and everybody puts out tons of damage. So we're gonna see Sonic Waves and Meld Strikes and Soul Assumptions just tear through people, and just have to see where the dust settles.
Even the freaking Slark just got blown up. I mean, that's a Slark. That shouldn't happen, but also... Ooh, Penny Tang. See ya, buddy. That's, no, well, maybe...
Yeah, but right back the other way. Lanham almost gets a kill. Oh, he will be able to finish off the long DD with the Soul Assumption before going down himself. 2 for 1. I don't know if they get in on this. They get the Lightning Storm. That should almost sets up the Split Earth, but...
It's so good now. Oh my goodness. Oh, reinitiation wires? No. No way you're gonna go in 3 people. Well, that's not what DD is doing, that's for sure. They still gotta get a lift up, get the stun in, and get wrecked. Easy as 1, 2, 3. And now they're gonna be on the run with a Slark behind him. He can pop Shadow Dance. I'm
Lightning
pretty
Storm?
Sure gonna find
they get the familiar stuns now? Oh, 1 stun, 2 stun. They're gonna connect onto Joe as well. He'll TP away, but YYF does not have such an item. But it looks like they won't be able to close the distance for that next telekinesis. And they're just gonna walk away with that still. I mean, fighting really well against Old Boys at this point, but Stampede is up. The slows, the Lightning Storm that seems OP isn't as valuable when you're stampeding around at max movement speed. So I think that Old Boys really could take this next fight. We'll see how they approach it. One big aspect is vision.
Ooh. Is he... Why? Wait a second, why do you stay? Okay, maybe turn around. Turn around, boys! Come on, where's the Queen of Pain? Well, there's the Slug, that's the Queen of Pain. Everyone just gets dropped. What an ultimate! Queen of Pain still not dead. No one is actually dying except for the Leshrac. Well, the Dow's dead already. Right side, YYF. On the other side of things, the Urshak is running away from his Slug. Oh, nice kinetic field actually. And well, meanwhile, there was actually a YYFTA going down. Where is the Slug? He wants to reinitiate. Can he? Nope, he cannot.
Nope, stuck on the high ground here, so...
What a hectic game.
Yeah.
What the... I mean...
These 2 teams seem to be taking 6.84 to the next level of tempo. Like, I mean, at 15 minutes, they had double the kills in the previous game. This one's toned down by comparison, but it's still just non-stop action, non-stop aggression, and so much kill potential. Like, I actually think a really important aspect of EHOME's lineup is having Lanham in the fight, but not dying instantly. So either tanking up or just staying further back, so that he can just kind of lay in Soul Assumption after Soul Assumption. If you get 3 Soul Assumptions out in a fight, they'll certainly be max charges because of how much damage is going back and forth. And I think Visage could do a ton of work. But otherwise, I would say, I mean, Old Boys jump in with their stuns. The smoke play could be very profitable indeed. They're baiting Joe. This should be kind of obvious though, right?
Well, they don't see anyone on the map, so chances are that someone smoked or someone, you know, doing Roche or some bullshit. And this is not happening because they've got a nice ward there. So, yeah. You know, you just count 2 and 2 together, and EHOME do that very nicely right now. And they're splitting up the map, they're farming, they're still defending the tower. It's not quite in deny range. Uh-oh. Yeah, now the smoke pops and everyone knows what's up.
Slark is going for the flank. They're going to pull YYF in first and foremost. A lot of damage coming out quick from the Leshrac. They'll bring down YYF. Nice movement from DD, but it's not going to be a good return. Only Rubik for the TA, and now they're just on the run while we see the pursuit onto Joe, and he can't die again. All he's got are Wraith Bands. He needs more gold, and right now all he's seen is death. Like, he needs to survive through the fight, not because he'll do more that way, but because he just needs levels and gold. He needs to survive for the bounty.
This is getting very interesting. I mean, I'm at a point where I wouldn't mind seeing the Drown not go into Mars of Madness, even though it's pretty much one of the best items on her, just because there's A, too much damage, and B, everything that EHOME has is like pretty damn long range, or people that can actually just run in your face. Like the Slark, he pounces, he's suddenly in your face. Well, that's not cool. There's a Queen of Pain. She can just blink. Meanwhile, hello, Slark. Alright, well, that's
yeah, I mean, they commit 2 ultimates to bring him down, but still, he just gets too big for his britches. A lot of Slarks play this Shadow Dance. Like, essentially, I can do anything I want because I have this spell off cooldown. But there are so many ways to counteract it. Silence, ground target disables during it. It's just one of those things where you have to play very precisely. You can't just kind of run around willy-nilly. I think they're going to have to resummon familiars here. These things go down quickly enough if 4 people commit to them, but obviously we're seeing them kind of get distracted. So the familiars will survive and keep scouting out in the pit.
I wanted to mention that we are kind of ruling out old boys just because we're not giving them the benefit of the Roshan lineup. If they can get a nice fight going, they're gonna take Roshan very quickly, but they're not there yet. They need some more items. The Rose is falling. Lan, oh great.
Oh!
That side. No, the Queen of Pain, she jumps in too quickly. What? Now the Slug's coming in. Where's the Aegis? TA picks it up. Oh, the play's coming up from old boys. And now 2 people against everyone in the pit. This is the Slug. This is precisely what the Doctor ordered. If you want to have an action-packed game, the Aegis is triggered. Great kinetic shield, but YYF. Oh, what? The long-range snipe, 360 MLGs, boys. Great stuff. And now it's EHOME. They're picking up so many kills. Ouch.
Yeah. And DDC might get... Oh, they don't have the stun! The stone form was there, but the lift was not, and the positioning from the familiars, they're just too slow right now. So yeah, I mean, the Queen of Pain, it kind of felt like she went in a little early, but it's still the fact that she can just pretty much destroy Drow just with her first 2 skills. Using the Scream Sonic Wave, the fact that she can take the Drow out of the picture entirely really changes how that fight plays out, because suddenly there's no Drow, there's no silence, there's no precision aura, and they have to just, you know, panic snatch the Templar Assassin's Aegis. So she does get that second life out of it. They don't get the Roche Steel, but they're able to go into the fight just really with the 5v4 and the Necro and all the damage they've just put out. Like, they just make sure that old boys are not able to kind of just go for their game plan, which was to turtle that position, hold this ramp with fissures and kinetic fields, and make sure they couldn't approach to the pit. But coming in from the side there, it was obviously very ambitious if he could get the snipe on the Aegis, but if it's just to initiate the fight itself, he found a good angle of attack.
I gotta say, if Longnity would have had a static zone there when the TA respawned, this could have been an immense fight, actually, like an immense 2 versus 4 turnaround, but sadly it was on cooldown because they used it earlier, remember, to bring down the Slug, so...
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they didn't have an Echo as well.
No Echo either. That was a very clump pit, and it's all because they exhausted everything earlier, yeah. The Slurk, it's a tactical feed, man. Tactical
space
feed.
created, boys. That's that's precisely what you gotta throw up whenever you feed. Also, I'm a big fan of Book 1 on the Queen of Pain now. It's just so much better than it used to be. Those things actually do damage now. It's crazy, but, you know. So, yeah, I think... Who was it? It was NAR. They ran Korok with a Dagon into a Necrobot yesterday, and they crushed people there. That was good to see, actually. So much fun, so much pew-pew. You know, just... You have the audio with a scream, with a wave, and then you have the disco with a video and the lasers. It's just perfect.
Queen of Pain's in the base hitting tier 3 towers right now. She'll go for a TP, but oh my. That's the most ambitious push you can imagine. I mean, Necros, like you said, they do some good damage, but not worth your life.
Yeah, meanwhile, you know, just casually 2 people dying top. So it was once again a very tactical feed base. I think we can definitely give that to the Queen of Pain, you know, just have a good time there. No, but in all seriousness, picking up another 2 of the very important cores there. The Draw Ranger cannot get anything done. Joe is at a point where he's actually saving gold, despite he could have... I mean, he could have bought up the Mass of Madness, but he decides it's not quite time yet. He could have bought an Ogre Club for a BKB. I mean, BKB against this lineup? Yes, please. Definitely a pretty good choice. But he seems a bit indecisive. I wonder what he goes for, actually.
He just picked up the Mask of Madness. We're talking about Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. So he still goes for it. Just timing before. Yeah, he didn't have it on his quick buy or whatever, and he doesn't pick it up when he needs it. But now we see movement here. Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, stampeding in. The Echo Slam is available, and he'll get it onto 3. Soul Assumption onto 820. Big damage coming out, but they want RTK. They will get him to suicide with the Bloodstone. Soul Assumption finishes off the Earthshaker, and DDC is in retreat, just barely limping away from the fight. Another big hit onto YYF, dropping low, but these Familiars now setting up Slark to jump in and get one more kill. He's trapped in the kinetic field, unable to pursue further, but he still has a lot of right-click damage, and the Sonic Wave finishes off the Disruptor. Now we see Slark diving in, past onto Zhou. Oh, easy peasy. That's where you need a glimpse, but it's just not, they're not able to survive long enough to get any spells off. Even the Centaur got jumped on hard. Now he's on the back line. Unsure how to make his way home, but it looks like through the trees is going to be his best bet here. Land him DDC. He might be able to just jump DDC, but he has no escape plan. He has no extraction, so it would be literally just killing himself for the Rubik kill. But he'll go for it. He'll get the double edge, and he'll distract them from the tower at the very least. So although he may die here, he is going to be forcing them away from the tower for a long, long time.
Hate it. Wait, hold on for a second. No. Okay, yeah, you were right. I was just questioning the Soul Lane for a second.
Now, if Stampede was on short, like 10 seconds shorter on cooldown, that is a possible survival situation. But as it was, no, sir.
We got some fights happening, not like we had anyone in the first 22 minutes. There's the YF looking to find someone. Long the good ace, nice gust. Everything just deployed once again.
Again, the Shadow Dance. Like,
what?
He needs a BKB to make plays like that. It's just ridiculous how many times he's gone in. He's died 4 times on a Slark. Like, I think it's bad just because of the hero that it is. Like, you usually think of that guy as surviving through everything, but not today.
Oh man. What a game! I'm just so happy.
These guys play well. These guys are the masters of aggression now. They've started to channel like some inner CIS or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I wanted to make some bad joke, like, I don't know, Russia invading China, but I mean it's not gonna happen, so it's, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it definitely does feel like the old CIS Dota. Just go pick stuff and just kill shit. I mean, that's what it was all about. And now actually people are like, well, a bit more level-headed, having some more strategy involved, except for just killing stuff, maybe doing some building damage as well. You know, it sounds crazy, but it actually is true. But in all seriousness,
real quick, check out the net worth graph and just look at exactly what I'm looking at here. In the last game, it was 5 people on top for the Dire and 5 people on the bottom for the Radiant, or vice versa, but it was like there were either 4 or 5 on top for the same team because of just how much gold they were accumulating. And in fact, the top 2 that they had were doubling the net worth charts, Lifesteal and the Queen of Pain. This game, we see a similar, really skewed advantage, but one person's down at the bottom. This is like a 6th position Rubik in a game where they are just destroying, and they will bring down the Drow once again. Nice ward placement there.
Do you remember the quote about the last patch from Aoi? He was saying, the poorest person, or like the poorest hero on the whole map is going to be the winning team's 5th position. Well, it is not quite 6.83, but we still got it. We still got it, boys. This just one to screenshot in. No, I'm just kidding. YF has an Invis, maybe he can do something with it. I definitely
jumping, Penny Tang, good Static Storm too. I think that's a worthy trade. The Echo Slam, maybe not so much. See you go again, ZYF now pretty much fearless in his Shadow Dance, but he uses it to catch up to a target that's already dead. So they'll have to wait for that cooldown unless Lanham lands some incredible stone forms, but I just don't see that happening. They've got too much distance.
They're not fast.
But they are aplenty. I'm actually really surprised how quickly Lanham was able to farm up this Ag Scepter here. But if you look at his KDA, you'll understand. 11, 5, and 12 on this Visage. He's only farmed 26 creeps. But he has Ags and Medallion at 25 minutes because of how kill-tastic this game has been.
Dude, if you're running around throwing 360 no-scopes with a Soul Assumption and getting 11 kills, you might as well have a crazy Axe timing, I don't know. Also tons of towers going down, right? I mean, there's only one tier 2 left standing, that's in the mid lane. And there is, you know, not that much happening on the other side of things. There's still tons of tier 2s up, everything in fact. And of course still a tier 1 in the bottom lane of all lanes, interestingly enough, for the side of EHOME. And bye-bye, DD, it was nice knowing you. He might as well pop his Stampede. No, there is no stun, maybe? Hello?
Oh.
Okay, well. EHOME makes me look bad.
Yeah, I think that they if you got the like max range split earth just on the cusp of the radius, that should have been a quicker stun and an easier kill, but he gets a TP away. He gets one merciful play from RTK. That's all you're going to be able to get out of this one.
Soloing YYF right now. Is this really happening?
I think so. I think Visage
Right,
is perfectly able to do just this if he has the Dust of Appearance, but...
Hello, birds. Wow, long DD with a blink. Are you kidding me? How is everyone just going with their farm this game? Adam gets blown up, and now the team fight is breaking up. One of the ultimates already used. So we see time and time again. By YYF, is there going to be a Sonic Wave? Do they need it? Even the Stampede is popped, but no one is really dying on the side of Old Boys except for the TA, and they just get one more kill. Nice force off to the high ground. DD is playing out of his mind right now. 8:20. He's going to have an Echo Slam in just 7 more seconds. Can he survive until then? It's going to be close.
It doesn't
nice
look like
doesn't
it.
need anyone. No! What? 2 more seconds on the cooldown and he dies, please. No!
So close. But no. He goes down, and honestly, there wouldn't be enough follow-up. I don't know. I mean, it's a level 2 Echo Slam. It's beautiful, but without the Dire Creep Wave there, I think he does a lot of good damage. It doesn't finish the job. It's just so unfortunate. And these familiars are just unassailable. Like, he goes in very aggressively with them, landing micros these intensely, even when his hero dies. Even when he's unable to put out all those soul assumptions, half his hero still lives on in these familiars, and they are doing some good work here. They're going to go, kill off Joe, no problem at all. Triple stun coming out just to make sure. And, yeah, Blink Daggers come out aplenty. 4 Blink Daggers on the losing team. It's 33-23. And Old Boys have managed to find 4 Blink Daggers for themselves. I don't even...
Dude, there's people who can actually analyze this game. I do not count myself in this sort of set of people who can do this. I'm just enjoying. I'm just having a good time. Hope you guys do enjoy this too. In other news, interestingly enough, just because of those sort of back and forth exchanges, now the whole net worth graph is looking better for OB now. They do have some sort of comeback mechanics, as I mentioned, like maybe they're gonna get a nice Roche in, maybe they're gonna find someone. No, this is not the way around. Mr. ZYF just picks up another one. Actually, no, of course not. Lanham snipes it with his machine gun familiars. Familiars? I don't know, familiars? They are just doing so much damage. And that's the beauty of having a Visage. You can actually, like, okay, so this is what most people don't really get. The new familiars, due to the fact that they take now 4 full hits, you can actually be very aggressive with those things. You can pull off some more, I want to say, like, maneuvers which you couldn't do in the last patch, just because those things would have gotten blown up by a tower, by some creeps, I don't know, you name it. So now you can actually be very, very offensive with those things. And I gotta say, Lanham so far, he's just been on point with those birds. What I still want to see is sharing control and then have like different people micro different familiars, like some super crazy next level shit, but I don't think we're gonna see this until TI, because you know, the team who can actually pull this off is gonna just like hold back and win TI in the grand finals in the 5th game when it all comes down to the wire. Okay, well, I'm going a bit overboard. Anyway, there's Roshan happening. And
easy Roche, easy kill. Aegis on the Leshrac actually. So he's lost some Bloodstone charges. He was at 10 last I checked, now down to 4, so a couple of deaths, he decides to pick up that life insurance. But yeah, even if you're not doing some sharing shenanigans, these familiars are just so very good. And I actually think that the next patch will probably be nerfed to 3 hits instead of 4, just because like unless you have like a gyrocopter plus troll warlord, you don't kill these things. Like you need to flak the hell out of them, otherwise they're just too good.
Rip in pepperoni.
Yeah, he's the only guy without a blink dagger, so like he's the guy that if he's caught, he doesn't even have the chance to like split second disengage. But DD caught out as well, blink or not, he's going down. Stampede, 4-staff blink, none of it's sufficient to get him away. And now they have not only the momentum to push in for major objectives like the high ground, but of course they have the Aegis the Immortal on the Lesh. So yeah, I would have to say they're going to look for the big death push, or at least control every aspect of Old Boys jungles. The Ancients, the neutral camps, etc., etc.
Yeah, and I mean, the Lesh is so formed. How can you bring him down once? If you can bring him down twice, it's going to be pretty interesting, because those BKBs, oh please, dear God. Yeah, he blinks away. That's pretty much nice. No, wait a second. That's a Rubik right behind him. CYF? No, this is not the pounce you want an F. Oh, it's fine. Everyone's good.
ZYF would have been there a lot faster if he had the Shadow Dance movement speed, but there is a high ground ward coming in from Old Boys that slowed him down the whole time, and that made it so that he couldn't connect on the Drow. If they killed the Drow outside the base, that's the tier 3. That might be the Rax. But as it stands, they're going to pop the Glyph, and there's still a chance for them to hold this high ground. They need that Echo Slam. They need that Stampede. A Glimmer Cape on the Earthshaker, maybe going for the big surprise attack play. It's almost like a free smoke getting into this fight, but we'll see. Right now the Familiars are coming back up, and this tower is already without Glyph. So one more Edict, one more volley of Familiar strikes, and that's a dead tier 3.
Like, you can't even kill those birds. They're so freaking insane. Now they go in. YYF, well, he's in this top. And everyone's just trying to dive here. BKB's activate. ROTK, he knows no fear. The return of the king of the ages, of the BKB. Everything is popped so far for EHOME. And they just back off. They're like content. There's a Necrobook Maulers. Not going to be doing any sort of damage. Nice glimpse, but no one is on point there. Now they're going to go and reinitiate YYF. Well,
oh, the Static Storm! It fails! They pounce out of it, and everybody's outside the Static Kinetic. A Blink Stomp from DDC! He stuns 2! Zhou is glimmered, but the Sonic Wave still does full damage. The Echo Slam onto 2, but RTK, he still has his Aegis. He's still gonna turn it around. YYF gets slowed and pounced and killed. Oh, he gets a refraction. Maybe not. There's gonna be the Dark Pack to finish it off. And now we're gonna see the racks go down. Familiars are dying to tier 4s. They have to be microed a little bit more carefully, but as it stands, EHOME are still in the base. They still have 5 buybacks, and they still have the damn Aegis. They're gonna go in as deep as they want to, as they've taken the full lane. But now they're kind of weak with the TA buying back, and they should be looking to fall back, just kind of recoup. But DD stunning, getting stunned by the Familiars. He'll go down on the front line, and now there's no reason to walk away. YYF, it might be a dieback for him. He gets pulled into his own demise, and they'll take another Rex. They might just take the throne. They have forced TA into the grave for a full 70 seconds.
I think this is, yeah, there we go.
Oh
GG's.
my.
What a game. I mean, we had some nice fights, and then we had some throws, and then we had some counter throws, and then in the end, EHOME just showing who's boss. I gotta say, Queen of Pain once again. You could make an argument the hero's a bit too strong. However, I gotta say there was just crazy play from all people on the side of EHOME. I just gotta give it to the Visage. It's disgusting. I'm sorry, but the hero is crazy. Yeah,
the hero's always been crazy, but like there were so many little mechanical things that were problematic for him. It was just so easy. Like the big thing for Visage is he's high risk, high reward. Like he is so easy to get kills with the Soul Assumption and such, but he's also a hero with 10% base magic resistance. He's so easy to destroy. The Familiars used to have that same mindset of they put out tons of damage, have a good disable with when they have the charges and everything, but they were so easy to kill. Now that's no longer the case, and Visage really seems like he's topsy-turvy. There has to be some nerf to put him back in line. 2 attacks per Familiar, 3 attacks per Familiar. I think it's
something.
I think the strike, the number of auto attacks to kill them is. It's fine to have that kind of mechanic, but you can't have it at 4. 4 hits is
great.
Way too long.
I do agree. Yeah. So I don't know. I would definitely just suggest putting this down a bit. On the other hand, what I think is crazy, and this goes into a lot more theory than we should maybe bring up on the cast, but the Visage gets nothing from being alive right now. He is a walk-in Soul Assumption. Like after the 21st minutes of the game, it doesn't do that much damage compared to him being there anymore. And this whole hero gets defined about his birds. This is why you rush on eggs. So I'm not sure if this is what iTalk wants, but the current stage is just so insane. Yeah. I gotta say, yo, while I'm at it, chat, you all are just crazy. Just because I have a freaking German accent, I ain't bow me. Look, top right corner, there's a PimpmuckL. It's not that hard. Right. My rant of the day, I'm done. Thanks, Blaze.
Alright, well, it looks like old boys are done too. They had a really rough day today, going up against multiple opponents and not taking a single win. I mean, it's just been rough. They got taken down by VGP, by aggressive lineup involving Bounty Hunter, Winter Wyvern, and Centaur, and got run down via track money. Now it's just EHOME taking the natural kill money. It really just is showing that this is the kill meta. Like, if anything, we've had farming metas, we've had 4 Protect 1 metas, this is a kill meta, and it's all about just taking the kill advantage and taking objectives based on that. There are exceptions, of course, and we will see those as the metagame is fleshed out, but EHOME right now, they have mastered the art of killing the opposition, and I want to see a lot more of this in the future from them. So thank you guys once again for tuning in here to the iLeague Chinese qualifiers. Once again, this was Blaze at Blaze Casting, and PimpmuckL at PimpmuckL. You're not ChipmuckL anymore, right? That was just a...
No, screwed. I gave up. I gave up on being nice to people.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, of course, you can follow us. You can flame us, whatever you want to do on Twitter, and of course, check out BeyondTheSummit.tv, their coverage hub for all things BTS. And that's going to wrap up the broadcast for us today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed these matches here. I certainly did. EHOME Dota, best Dota, very fun to watch, and I bet they're just upping their tempo, practicing to try to take on Vici, who have the fastest tempo I've ever seen. They take 13-minute wins. EHOME, they're gonna try to fuel a little bit to try to contest that, and we'll see how it plays out. But again, thanks for tuning in. This was a lot of fun, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time.